little feed pens. I built them. I've got a lot of work to do on them because when I built them I had absolutely no money, and it's pretty much still the same story. All the concrete feed bunk I traded scrap steel for, and the pipe we had it, but all the fences were barbed wire, which they've pretty much got them all torn out now. There's no, most of them are panels, but I'm feeding kind of early today. They don't even have their bunks cleaned out yet, but I know they'll come off a little bit of feed because we gave them all of their wheat straw, because we're not supposed to get above freezing for the next 2 weeks, and it sure helps them. They like to lay down in it. I don't think we'll give them a whole lot. These are some of my calves here that I had on grass. Maybe we'll just feed them about 1,000 pounds because they're not going to eat it all. 1,100. We got right on the money. These here are some of our ranch calves. We run Angus cross cows. I have a few Bramers just for fun. I went to school down in the desert next to Mexico, and they had a lot of Bramers at the college there, and I always liked them, thought they were really cool. So I have a handful of them, but all the main cows are good Angus cows. But right now that's my biggest circle, 70 acres, and I started raising forage oats on it, and then I'll double crop it with hay grazer or a pearl millet, something like that. And then I have a little 30-acre circle, and then straight east of here is where we're going to put in that bigger circle until I can find a farm, either buy it or rent it, lease it, something. But they're not really giving those things away. These are some more of my calves here. I haven't gotten me a video editor software yet, which since I'm starting to do more of these videos, I'm definitely I need to get one of those downloaded so these things aren't so long. But I'm just kind of now, I always wanted to GoPro, and I'm just now going to start starting to play with it. I haven't really used it that much. I've got a lot of videos I just have not uploaded, and I probably won't upload them because they're not that good a quality video. But now that I can kind of get started out, and I had a guy comment on one of my videos. He's pretty much the only guy who's ever commented on any of my videos, but he said that, you know, a lot of these ag channels really take off, and it's true. The only reason I ever wanted to start videoing anything is because I watched a lot of Wes Pandy's videos, One Lonely Farmer, and pretty much for the mechanicing he does. You know, I've got a 4630 that needs a lot of work. He's torn. He's just done pretty much exactly what I've got to do to it on this 4430, and it's really nice being able to watch other people do the work. So if you're like me and you haven't worked on those tractors before, it's, you know, it's not such a daunting task, and you actually feel like you can do it. You don't have to take it to John Deere and just accept what they tell you it's going to cost, which right now it's not worth what it would even cost me to replace it, to fix that tractor. So these are some cows that just need a little extra feed, so we get rid of them. That's one of my favorite cows right there, old Speckles. She came out of the swamps of East Texas. We had a lot of cows down there during the drought, and I bought a lot of cows out of that country and brought back here. Now I'm back on the story. I'm starting to do some custom hay. Started this year. I bought me a rotary head swather, and I'm either gonna trade it for another one, because I bought one that has a set of flail conditioners on it, and to be truthful with you, I really like the conditioners for alfalfa. The alfalfa work I did do, they were amazing, and some of the other grass hays that I cut. But with hay grazer in this country, a lot of our dryland hay grazer and even our irrigated hay grazer, those flails do not break that stalk up enough, and it's a wreck. It just turns into a giant wreck. They won't dry out. They're sitting there, and we had the wettest year we've ever had here. We had probably 50 plus inches of rain, and we've never ever had that. We usually get 15 inches of rain a year. So doing custom hay this year was just a disaster. You know, the hay was rotting in the field, because when it finally would dry out, we'd get 3 inches of rain on it. You could just never get to it. We ended up having to bale a lot of hay, just too wet. But I'm either gonna get a different header for it. It's got conditioners in it, or I'm gonna trade it off for a Massey 6535, something like that. And if I get enough business, then I'm gonna buy either another 70, probably a 7810, maybe a newer series of it, or I'm gonna step up to the 8000 series and buy a square baler. Used square balers. I can't afford anything else. So I've got a lot of stuff to video. My biggest thing is just getting the time to do it and getting where I can make decent videos, whether people actually want to watch. Get some water in our tanks. They've already froze back. That's my disc. I've got to rebuild it in the next month, because I'll start plowing this under for oats. So, you know, there's some videos, if you don't mind those kind of videos. That's primarily what I'm going to be doing. there should be a bearing where my finger is, but there's no bearings in it. What happens is there's a bearing here to support this sprocket. This bearing supports the shaft or the auger, and then there's the rear bearing. Well, if they're not balanced, what I understand is it'll raise that auger and it just blows this bearing completely out. The other day I had one of these bolts snap, which should never have happened, and since the bearing was out, it was just lifting this pillow block bearing just up like that, and you know, that far off the ground. It was ridiculous. But that's the joys of owning used equipment, well-used equipment. I think that mixer only cost us $5,000–$6,000. We bought it last winter just as a backup for our feed truck, and now it's our main mixer because our feed truck's down. It's kind of it's a blessing that we bought that thing. And then we put $5,000 in for scales and another $5,000 in for augers, so now it's a $15,000 mixer. We probably could have just bought a new vertical mixer the same size for $30,000, but you know, at the same time we still saved $15,000 and it's paid for. That's a plus. If you know anything about the cattle market right now, it's kind of hard to pay for anything. That's why I still have all these calves that are on grass, and I was gonna sell them, you know, December, but the market just flat out went under. Instead of getting $1.95 for a feeder calf, now I'm looking at $1.50 maybe. That makes a big difference, but you know, you're looking at losing $300–$400 a head on. I think I've got 500 head of calves in there. It's a pretty tough little loss, but you know, it's thankfully I have a lot of different sizes of calves, so I can sell some now and suck it up. Maybe the market will come back up a little bit and sell the others. It'll take me a while to get back to break even, but that's part of being in the cattle business. You're not going to make money every year. You'd like to, but there are going to be years that you're just going to take it in the shorts. And a lot of it now doesn't even have to do with the cattle market. It has to do with traders being able to manipulate these markets into huge swings so they can make profits. You know, but that's just part of it. Let's see how much feed we have left in our box. That's my old swather over there I replaced. But I have my little line of equipment. Got a hay rig that's completely trashed. Most of my decent equipment is in the shop. That's my 4630. It's gonna, the seals are out in the main hydraulic pump under the rock shaft. It's got probably a bearing out on the second and fourth gear shaft. It's pretty much just, it's got a really good engine. That's the only thing it has going for itself. So it's either gonna completely just die pulling that tub grinder, or I'll eventually get some money and rebuild it, and then it'll just die pulling that tub grinder. But you know, if I don't have a chance to rebuild it, it will get replaced with another tractor. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like them, there's going to be probably quite a few more. There's going to be probably more mechanicking videos, and I'm going to try to do a lot of but they won't be very regular because we are just a ranch, so we work cattle and take care of cattle pretty much all the time. That's our main focus, and that's not, since it's usually just me or my father doing it, I just don't really have the time to video them all. And you're moving around so much, I just don't think that they'd be very good quality videos even. But we need to cut the twine off our top augers. Anyways, thanks.